Live. Welcome to Mom Talk Thursday, and let's get rolling. We got live on Facebook, on Instagram. If you're watching me on Facebook, drop in a hi. If you're watching me on Instagram, drop me a hi. I completely forgot today. Today is a holiday, and my son is home. But luckily, my husband is also home, so we are sorted. Okay, so but this live is going to be a little small, a little short, and I'll tell you why. How children are, है ना, सारे बच्चे एक जैसे ही होते हैं. जैसे मेरे बेटे को दिखा कि यार मम्मी को तो आज काम है और मम्मी ने तो लाइफ पे जाना है, तो क्या कर सकता हूँ मैं, हाउ कैन आई ब्लैकमेल माई मदर. सो उसने क्या किया, अभी जस्ट एट 10:30 ही स्टार्टेड. I want to watch TV. You never let me watch TV. I want to do my Saturday ka TV today. And I'm like, beta, I have a call at 11:15, so आज नहीं होगा. And he's like, नहीं. And जैसे woodpecker नहीं होते हैं कि they'll come and keep putting it again and again. आज करना है, आज करना है, आज करना है, आज करना है, आज करना है. He was the same. He was just going, no, please give me TV, please give me TV, please give me TV. Why? Because he knew कि मम्मा को काम है. अगर मम्मा को काम है तो मम्मा तो देंगी, पक्की बात है मुझे. But I did not budge. Neither did I upset my mood. Neither did I shouted at him. But I did tell him very firmly that just because mama has work doesn't mean कि you are going to get TV time. I said that is not going to happen. So बेचारा फिर थक हार के he said यार मेरा तो कुछ यहाँ चल नहीं रहा, काम बन नहीं रहा, तो क्या करें. So थक हार के सर अब नीचे गए हैं. So I promised him that after half an hour I'll take him swimming. So to keep that promise, I am going to have to cut short this live for 30 minutes today. So today is pure Q&A, okay, because I think last time we spoke a lot about motherhood. I got brilliant messages from a lot of you, and thank you so much for those messages. Really make my day. Your son don't go to school? My son definitely goes to school. Today is a holiday. That's what I said. Today is a holiday. जो मैं भूल गई थी before telling about the life. Anyways, so how are you guys? Today's Q&A. So put your questions in the comment itself. If you're joining me for the first time, thank you so much. I come every Thursday at 11:30 to answer your parenting, motherhood questions to the best of my ability. And we are here to build communities of mothers. हम चाहते हैं कि we do better for our children. I think most of us here want to break the traditional parenting pattern that we have and do better for our child. So if you have any questions, put it in the comment box and I will be more than happy to answer them. And if any one of you were there in the last Thursday live, and if you have been keeping up with your promise of what you said you will do in May, then do buzz me here and let me know that you are on it. It will really give me that give me also that sense of कि हाँ चलो मेरे कहने से कुछ तो किया करके, you know, and I'm sure you must be doing it as well. Yeah, Harshit, yeah, today is a holiday for everybody. It's 1st of May, so 1st of May is as a Labor Day. So Labor Day के लिए generally across India everybody gets a holiday, but हमारे बच्चे के school is overly दयालु, so they give tomorrow also holiday, so they have like a long weekend. मेरा बच्चा दिन जिद्दी होता जा रहा है. So Mrs. S 507 is saying, hello मैम, मेरा बच्चा आते दिन जिद्दी होता जा रहा है जो कि पहले ऐसा नहीं था. So let me guess your child is somewhere in the age of 3, 4, 5 years of age. Okay, now देखो generally the questions I get always from toddler parents are like my child is always you know, वो मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहा है, वो जिद कर रहा है, वो पहले ऐसा कुछ नहीं करता था, मेरा बच्चा मेरी हर बात सुन लेता था पहले, बट सडनली उसको क्या हो गया है. सडनली कुछ नहीं हुआ है, सडनली उनको ये हो गया है कि दे हैव रियलाइज्ड कि वो आप नहीं है. इन द सेंस जब बच्चे छोटे होते हैं टिल द मंथ ऑफ 18 दे कैन नॉट, लाइक 12 to 18 they think that you are everything for them, you know, you and them are the same. It's only after the age of 12 months to 18 months they start getting autonomy. Autonomy means they understand that I can control a lot of things in my life as well, है ना? I can control a lot of outcomes as well. That's why the biggest problem that us parents face with children is what we face is कि खाना नहीं खाते, potty training करने में प्रॉब्लम होती है, टीवी देखना रोना है ना? Because they know they can control those things. So this is basically nothing else but power struggle. Power struggle कब आता है? When a child wants something and you do not want to give it to them because you know it's not good for them. Okay? Power struggle तब आता है जब बच्चे को धीरे धीरे ये realize होना शुरू हो जाता है, there are certain things that I can control, that you, no matter whatever you do, you cannot force me to do it. And which are those things? Those things are eating. You can put the food inside, you cannot make your child chew, right? That's how it is. Another thing is, सबका जो होता है, मैम इसको टॉयलेट ट्रेन कराना है करके, कैन यू फोर्स योर चाइल्ड टू गो टू टॉयलेट? यू कांट. You cannot make them do it. You can take them to toilet, but you cannot make them do it. This is simple power struggle, and that is when they start becoming ziddi, is how you put it, because जिद तब आती है when they feel too restricted. And आपका बच्चा जिद्दी नहीं है. If you want to take it as a good news, please take it. बहुत बच्चे जिद्दी होते हैं, and it's not zid, it's just their way of asserting that I control my life, I have certain power on my life. How will like मैं अपनी चीजें डिसाइड कर सकता हूँ, चाहे वो छोटी चीजें हो. How to deal with it is this. One, increase your connection with your child. Okay, अभी मैंने बहुत बार देखा है that us parents are very transactional. खाना खिला दो, नहला दो, सुला दो, you know, because we know वो नॉन नेगोशिएबल, सॉरी, हमें पता है कि वो नॉन नेगोशिएबल है और वो हमें करना ही करना है, करेक्ट? बट इज दिस व्हाट पेरेंटहुड इज ऑल अबाउट? ओके, हम भूल जाते हैं दैट वी आल्सो हैव टू कनेक्ट विद आवर चाइल्ड. Making my child eat, making my child sleep, making my child go out, sending him to school is things that we are supposed to do, you know, to keep them healthy, to keep them in that environment. But what about connection? Okay, what about my intent? What about what do I want for my child? So increase your connection with your child. A child will listen to you 10 times more if they feel that they are being heard. Okay, और अगर आपका बच्चा छोटा है, by connection I mean is spend more quality time with your child. When I say quality time, means even if you spend half an hour with your child in a day, it has to be in a way that the child feels that yes, my mother really truly is invested in what I am doing. Okay, so second way of reducing power struggle is you have to give small जिसे कहते हैं ना चॉइसेस टू योर चाइल्ड. अगर आपका बच्चा बोलता है मैंने ये नहीं पहनना, मैंने ये पहनना है, पहना दो, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, यू नो. अगर आपका बच्चा बोलता है मैंने क्रॉक्स नहीं पहनने, मैंने शूज पहनने, पहना दो, यू नो. लेट देम बेयर द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज ऑफ इट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, माई चाइल्ड समटाइम्स वी आर गोइंग समवेयर एंड ही डजंट लाइक डस्ट. आई नो दैट कि उसके पाँव में मिट्टी लगेगी और उसका रोना शुरू हो जाता है पहले. So if he is wearing Crocs and we are going to a dusty place, I tell him very clearly, बेटा वहाँ मिट्टी होगी, Crocs पहन रहे हो, मिट्टी घुस जानी है पाँव में and you will not like it. Okay? No, I want to wear Crocs only. Please wear it. क्या होता है, हम जाते हैं वहाँ मिट्टी होती है and then he starts crying, mama मिट्टी लग गई है, do something about it. Let him face the natural consequence. Every time I do not have to get into a power struggle with him. खुद गलती करेगा तो खुद सीखेगा. बच्चे छोटी छोटी गलतियां हमारे साथ कर ले तो बेटर है दैन जिंदगी में बाद में जाके बड़ी बड़ी गलती करेगा एंड दे डू नॉट नो हाउ टू डील विद इट. ओके, सो डू नॉट ऑलवेज फोर्स एवरीथिंग विद फॉर देम. टेल देम दिस इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी, इट मे रेन, this may happen, have you thought about it, you know. And still if they want to do something, you know, which can have a small consequence, which can give them like a small setback, it is okay, you are there to support them. Okay, so if you are having a power struggle with your child, start giving them small options. बच्चे जिद करते हैं, सारे बच्चे करते हैं, सारे बच्चे रोते हैं, सारे, मेरा बच्चा तो अभी जिद करके हटा है. If you have joined me later, then I just told you how he was trying to take advantage that I have a live today. Okay, वो भी बोलते रहेंगे। जिद क्या होती है कि मैंने एक चीज 10 बार बोलनी है, 15 बार बोलनी है, 20 बार बोलनी है। The mantra I give to myself when my child is doing that is, my child is like a woodpecker. woodpecker मालूम है ना आपको, जो ऐसे आके ट्री में ऐसे 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 करता रहता है पूरा टाइम, राइट? ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, करते रहो, ओके, बट माय आंसर रिमेन्स द सेम, okay? So your child who is having a hard time or who is having a lot of power struggle is because उसको अपनी autonomy आ गई है, उसको पता है कि I am separate from my parents. अगर मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा रोऊंगा तो मुझे ये चीज मिल जाएगी, ओके? अगर मैं थोड़ा सा जिद करूंगा मुझे ये चीज मिल जाएगी. Again, if it makes you feel any better, my child does the same, okay? So instead of seeing it as कि यार इसमें मैं क्या करूँ, and instead of feeling helpless, I always tell a mother, first thing you have to do is you have to take care of yourself first. First thing you have to do is you have to breathe and see, listen, he's just trying to test my patience, okay? He's just trying to see how much he can push my boundary. एंड मेरा और मेरे बच्चे का रिलेशनशिप तो अब इस लेवल पे है कि मैं उसको बता भी देती हूँ, जैसे मैंने उसको बोल दिया कि तुम ये जानबूझ के कर रहे हो बिकॉज आई नो यू वांट टू वॉच टीवी, बिकॉज यू नो मम्मा हैज वर्क, you know. So you have to build that little by little with your child. You have to stand on the boundaries. If you are attending my live for the first time, my dear, then go to my previous lives. We have done an entire session about boundary setting, how you can set boundaries, you know, how to hold your boundaries, what can you say to a child about boundaries, okay? So this is what it was about boundaries. I hope I have answered your question on that. So let's see if we have another one. Okay, I see a lot of people have joined in from Facebook as well. Thank you for that. This is all worth it because, as I said, we have been going live on Instagram for almost 11 months now. You know, I started in June last year with my Thursday lives, and I think we have done live almost every Thursday except 4 Thursdays where I did not do live. So first of all, thank you so much for being in my community. You know, एक साल होने को आया है that we have been communicating almost every day, every week. Yeah. Okay. So, अरे आपको छुट्टी नहीं है? CBSE, somebody has written, no ma'am, CBSE school don't have holiday. We are having holiday because of Gujarat Form Day. Oh, I didn't know today was Gujarat Formed Day as well. Wow, that is a good information to have. Okay. Again, if you guys are joining me for the first time, welcome. If you have any questions, you can put it on the comments here, and I'll be more than happy to answer that, okay, to the best of my ability. We talk about parenthood, we talk about motherhood. Last Thursday was all about motherhood, and I think a lot of mothers got a lot of value from it, and I know that because of the DMs that got flooded after the live. I also want to tell you that एक चीज मैंने रियलाइज करी है, टू ऑल द मदर्स आउट देयर, ओके, ओनली इफ आई एम इन अ गुड स्टेट आई कैन इम्प्लीमेंट द स्ट्रैटेजी ऑफ पेरेंटिंग. मुझे ऐसा लगता है. आई मे नो एवरीथिंग अबाउट पेरेंटिंग कि यार इस टाइम पे मुझे ये बोलना है, कि यार इस टाइम पे दिस इज हाउ आई शुड रिएक्ट, इस टाइम पे दिस इज हाउ आई कैन मैनेज माई चाइल्ड, इस टाइम पे यू नो आई शुड सेट अ बाउंड्री विद माई चाइल्ड, यू नो. बट वो सब that has become like the second option, okay? पहले if I am at the core not feeling good, I am not in a good state, I do not know how to take care of myself, वो जो second layer होती है ना, of taking care of my kids, of saying the right things, of doing my best, वो नहीं हो पाता है. Because then the kind of questions I ask myself is negative bolo or is lousy, like how Tony Robbins says, the kind of questions you ask yourself determines the life that you live, you know. So instead of me saying, you know, my child has this problem, what can I, you know, इसको कैसे solve करूँ, और मेरे बच्चे में ये problem है. पहली बात तो problem किसी में होती नहीं है. whenever any parent tell me, no, my child has this problem, मैं एक ही चीज बोलती हूँ कि you are already making it a negative statement. Do you think anybody has a problem? Do you think if my child is not writing then my child has a problem? You can say, maybe my child is still struggling to write, or maybe my child needs help with writing. How can I help my child? That's a much better statement than saying, my child has a problem, he doesn't write properly. Than, my child needs help with writing. How can I help my child? This will open my mind to a much better possibilities, and instead of feeling sad, I will feel much more empowered to find a solution. Okay? Agree or not? Do you think the kind of questions we ask in our mind really determines the kind of answer we are going to get? Hmm? And do you really think any child or anyone really has a problem? Or we see it as a problem? How do you engage your child in holidays? तब तक मैं इसका आंसर दे देती हूँ till the time I get your answers on the chat. How do I engage my child in the holidays? I just let him be. I literally let him be. I used to be a mother, and I still am, and I enjoy it. You know, who would do DIYs, who would cook. Like last Sunday we did ice creams together. So I plan one activity. पहली बात तो मेरे बच्चे की भी holidays नहीं चल रही, उसकी सिर्फ ये weekend, long weekend चल रहा है. But my funda of holiday is very clear. Go have fun, because my child is still very young. Okay, I tell him of my childhood, what I remember is not my school. I remember the feelings, and I want you to tell me, is it the same for you? When you remember your childhood, do you remember तुम्हारे को कितने मार्क्स आए थे? Do you remember मैंने कितनी देर बैठ के होमवर्क किया था? Do you remember मैंने उसके साथ क्या किया था, या फिर मैंने एग्जाम में कितने नंबर आए थे, or whatever it is? What I remember is feelings. How would a holiday made me feel? How would going to my nanny house or dadi house made me feel? How was my friends making me feel? We humans connect a lot to feelings. We remember feelings. You know, we seriously remember feelings. And usse we start remembering what happened. Is it only me who feels like that, or do any one of you also remember that? So when I ask you about your childhood, about your summer vacations, what do you remember? Summer vacation was fun for most of us, and we don't remember our parents doing extra work with us. I don't remember my parent actually sitting down and figuring out how she's going to keep me engaged. I really don't remember that. My mama used to be like, go खेल लो जो खेलना है, पीछे बैकयार्ड है, सामने फ्रेंड के घर चले जाओ, you know, just play, that's it, or you figure it out what you want to do. After a certain age, your child is capable of figuring out what they can do. If you think you need to intervene, then I would say just have a broad category कि बच्चा अच्छा मंडे को ये कर लिया, ट्यूसडे को ये कर लिया, या फिर आज के दिन में what is your plan? If your child is above the age of 6, just ask them, what's your plan? क्या करना है आज आपको? You know, do you plan to go to somebody's house? Do you plan to play? Do you plan to sit and read a book? Do you plan to do a sheet? You know, you have a holiday homework. अगर आपका holiday homework है तो, you know, give them that guideline is what I feel, and then let them decide. When my child's holidays start, even last year, we just have, starting May, I told him, from this time to this time, half an hour, you have to sit down and finish your sheets with me. Sheets means so that they don't forget whatever they have learned, because at this stage तो वो एक महीने में भूल जाते हैं कि पढ़ा क्या है. So just a recap of what you do. So if your child is on a holiday, just have a, it's okay, just let them just enjoy. I'm not saying let them watch TV, let them get bored in their room, that's fine as well. Boredom really creates a lot of creativity. Boredom helps them think what else they can do. Boredom might help them pick up a book. अगर आप पूरा टाइम बच्चे को engage ही रखोगे and you're not going to give them a chance to just wander off and do their own things, how will they know they can do something else as well? You're filling in their schedule way too much. Yeah, so if they're on a holiday, let them just get bored sometimes, that's fine as well. Schedule, if you personally ask me, do a 50-50 or both, because that's what I do. I do not schedule the entire day. I know इसको आधा घंटा ये पढ़ाना है या ये रिविजन कराना है, and then I let my child do whatever he wants to do the whole day. No TV, nothing. You want to go out, you can go out. You want to stay home, you can stay home. You want me to play with you, then come and tell me. I'll tell you when I'm free and we'll play together. You know, so do that with your child. I know हमें टेंशन नहीं होती यार, वो क्योंकि पूरा टाइम आके ना हमसे पूछ रहे, I am bored now, mama. How many of you feel your children say that, I do not know what to do mama? आता है ना ऐसे, बहुत टाइम आता है. मेरा बच्चा तो बहुत बार बोल देता है, मम्मा आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट टू डू, है ना. My simple answer to my child always is, I'm sure you will figure something out and it is okay to get bored. So अभी धीरे धीरे करके, पहले वो मेरे से एटलीस्ट 6-7 बार आता था पहले, अब वो दिन में एक आधी बार आता होगा बोलने के लिए, क्योंकि उसको पता है कि मम्मा ने तो बोल ही देना है. And if he's like really bored and I think that he's not able to figure it out what he wants to do, I just give him little direction. Acha, I saw that on your table, do you want to do that, or do you want to do drawing, you can do this. So just give a mild suggestion to your child. Do not schedule their holidays. Holidays is to have fun, holidays is to relax. They have been going to school, they have been like working out, they need a break as well. Okay, if your body doesn't need a break, the body breaks down. Remember that. If your body don't take a break, the body breaks down. और इतनी अर्ली एज में डोंट मेक योर चाइल्ड इनटू दैट एक्शन कि अब ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, एवरीथिंग नीड्स टू हैपन. ओके, इट्स ओके, हुआ गुड, नहीं हुआ नहीं हुआ, कोई बात नहीं. ओके, सो कमिंग बैक टू द क्वेश्चन, somebody asked me here, I have anger issues due to my in-laws negativity. How can I control my frustration so that my children do not suffer that? I think that, darling, the thing that I'm going to tell you, you may or may not like it, but I'll tell you one thing. Our emotions are our responsibilities. Okay? Our emotions are our responsibility. इसके मैं ये नहीं बोल रही हूँ that maybe you have gone through a lot with your in-laws जिसकी वजह से you feel frustrated. Okay? Yes, you may have gone through a lot. You may have had a very not so cordial relationship with the in-laws. मुझे समझ में आता है ये, ठीक है? But me having anger issues, I cannot blame it on the other person. Yes, my in-laws were like very bad. I understand that. They treated me very badly. I understand that. That is them. Okay. But how I manage my emotions, is it up to me or is it up to my in-laws? If you're there, please reply to me. How you manage your emotions, is it up to you or is it up to your in-laws? Your in-laws are like that exterior force who can keep saying things to you. They cannot come inside you and make you feel or do something. If you decide ki listen, what they are saying, they can keep saying. But is it worth me having this anger with my child? You know, is it worth me taking it out on my child? Maybe they just know whatever they know. My way of dealing with someone, if someone is really irritating me a lot, is maybe that's the best that they know. Maybe उनको इससे ज़्यादा आता ही नहीं है. They don't want to learn also. So I am like, why am I so bothered about वो मेरे को irritate कर रहा है? Why can't I just focus on myself? And second thing, getting angry with your child because of somebody else is not worth it. You will regret it tomorrow, because you also know that it's not your child's fault when you're shouting. You also know that it is somebody else's anger that is making you do such things. Okay, every household has some problem or the others, you know, something or the others. Nobody's house is perfect. Okay, it is up to us how we are going to work together on this. Okay, it is up to us as to how we are going to let it not impact my child or my relationship with my child. Do not give the remote control of your life to your in-laws. Do not give the remote control of your feelings to your in-laws. Keep that with you. That's the power you hold, my dear. In-laws क्या, मैं तो friends, family किसी को भी बोलती हूँ. If you're going to, if you are going to give your remote control to somebody else, you know what you're doing? You're making them more powerful. You're saying, listen, I'm a slave to how you're going to behave with me, because my behavior is directly proportional with how you are behaving with me. Right or wrong? होगा ना? So do you really want to give that power to somebody else and then spoil your relationship with your child? Your child will not understand ki, oh, my mother went through a lot, that's why she's screaming and shouting with me. No, your child will only understand the screaming and shouting and the fact that you were just not available to your child emotionally. So what you're doing is, I generally call it a waterfall effect. Okay, in a lot of things this happen. यहाँ से कुछ आया, I was unable to manage it, so I put it down on my child because that's the easiest way for me to put it, because they cannot come back and they cannot say anything to me. So you're saying they are degrading me, they have the remote control. They do. They may have the remote control on the external factors, darling. Of course, okay, they give you food, they give you food, they give you shelter. I understand that. And that is their remote control. They are controlling it. But are they controlling what is happening inside of you? Are they controlling who you are? Are they controlling your beliefs? They cannot control that. Nobody can control that. Okay, nobody can control that. So your mother-in-law makes a comment, you're not able to handle that comment, and that stirs that emotion in you, and then it goes down onto your child. मैं यही चीज स्टार्टिंग में बोला मैंने. I have realized one thing as a mother and as a coach and as an educator that I have been doing for some time now. No matter how much advice I give to a mother about how to take care of the child, how to discipline a child, how to set boundaries, how to make sure your child doesn't talk back to you, they all fall flat. You know why? Because when the mother herself is not emotionally stable, when the mother herself doesn't know how to take her power back, when the mother herself doesn't know how to be confident in dealing with parenting, then how is she going to implement all those strategies when she herself doesn't know what to do? So the first layer of parenting is to work on yourself, to have your confidence back, to know what you want, to get your power back. Okay, so my dear, if your in-laws have the remote control of the external things around you, you at least keep the remote control of how you feel. Maybe that is something you can do, right? They cannot come into your mind and say get angry, get angry, get angry. All they can do is they can keep passing comments. Okay, they can keep passing comments. Now when someone passes a comment on me, how I take that comment, is it into their hands or is it into my hands? How I perceive a comment, is it into their hand or is it into my hand? What I do with that comment, do they decide or do I decide? Right? How long do I want to hold on to that comment? Do they decide or do I decide? So it is up to you. You need to first start working on yourself. If you ask me personally, work on yourself. How take your power back. Believe in what you are. Find that old girl that was there, that has got lost somewhere in this motherhood, in this being a wife, being a mother, because that's the girl who knows how to take care of herself, and from that point, if you're happy, you will definitely raise a happy children and you will definitely raise a happy family. वो बोलते हैं ना, बुद्धा का एक कोट है, अगर आपके हाथ पे किसी ने कोयला रखा है, आपको कितनी देर वो कोयला पकड़ के रखना है वो आपके ऊपर है, राइट? पकड़ के रखना भी है कि नहीं वो भी आपके ऊपर है. Okay, so start working on yourself. There is nothing more important than you taking your power back. Parenting will come later. A angry mother, a sad mother, a disempowered mother, a mother who doesn't know what she wants, a mother who feels she is not worth it, can never raise a child who is confident, can never raise a child who has that self-worth. You know why? Because you don't have a self-worth. Your child is only going to see what is happening in the house. So if you do not believe in yourself, how is you expecting your child to believe in themselves? They are just going to take that from you and pass it on to the next generation as well. So first, let's start working on ourselves. And then if you ask me 10 times the different kind of parenting, बोलते ना कि मुझे parenting पे tips दे दो, ये वो सब दूंगी, but पहले work on yourself. I can give you 100 things you can do with your child, but that is going to fall flat because you're not working on yourself. So today, make me a promise that you are going to start working on yourself. Now you're going to say, how do I work on myself, Divya? How you work on yourself is you start learning something. You start meditating on something. You start finding how I cannot let them affect me. There is a lot of things available on YouTube. Just start from one little corner every day. Start learning something. Start the process of Ho'oponopono. I don't know if you have heard it or not. It's a very powerful meditation that you can do to let go of anger that you have against anybody, and also to let go of anger that you hold against yourself. So if you have not heard of Ho'oponopono, just go right on YouTube, Ho'oponopono meditation. Lot of that is available. Do that for 2-3 days and you will see that difference. Okay, my point to you, my darling, is start from somewhere. Okay, start from somewhere, and then you will start doing this small changing. Life एक दिन में change नहीं होती है. Life starts changing with small shifts, and then one day you will see a huge place that you have come. You know, like for example, if this is going like this today, okay, but मैंने थोड़ा सा आज एक थोड़ा चेंज किया, ये ऐसे गया, फिर थोड़ा चेंज किया, फिर ऐसे गया, फिर थोड़ा चेंज किया, फिर ऐसे गया, फिर थोड़ा सा और चेंज किया, फिर ऐसे गया, फिर थोड़ा सा और चेंज किया, ऊपर गया, राइट? सो माय लाइफ का डायरेक्शन चेंजेस. ओके, माय लाइफ का डायरेक्शन चेंजेस विद द वे, with small changes that I do in my life. Okay, so if you are still listening to me, I want to see your comment here that you are going to start working on yourself from today. Okay, you are going to take your power back from today, and then come and ask me, how can I now discipline my child, or how can I set boundaries with my child, and I'll be happy to help you with all the scripts and everything that I have it in my pocket. Okay. Okay. अरे वाह, आज मेरे पति देव ने भी लाइव ज्वाइन किया है. हाय बेबी. ओके. कि मूवी में तापसी पन्नू ने बोला था रिमोट कंट्रोल थोड़ी ना है कि आप थप्पड़ मार के कंट्रोल कर लेंगे. शिवानी, आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड योर क्वेश्चन. maybe it's a chat that I am missing somewhere in between. Okay. My son is 3.5 and he doesn't like to write. He is adamant in learning new things. When I ask him politely, hold pencil, he simply throws it off and sometimes hits me or others. Please suggest. At 3, your child is not ready to hold a pencil. Somehow in India, and because of the pressure that the society puts and of the school puts, they want a child to start writing at 3.5, 4. Bhai sahab, there is your hand grip, your muscles have still not formed. Okay, if you don't believe me, go google it. At what age does the hand ka muscle starts forming? Okay, but what I can suggest you is to get this formation done, do certain activities with them. Okay, तुम्हें पता है एक छोटे बच्चे को ये पेंसिल पकड़ने में कितना दुखता है. Their hand is not ready for it. A 3-year-old का तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Okay, especially when they have to press it and they have to do it, it really hurts because their muscle has not been built. Now work on how I can build this muscle for my child so that he likes to write. Okay, for that I can give you certain suggestions. For example, clay होता है ना, क्ले से लेट देम प्ले. क्ले नहीं है, आटा होता है, आटा से गिव देम सम आटा, लेट देम डू देम रोली. दे जस्ट हैव टू कीप डूइंग दिस. स्पॉन्ज बॉल होती है, गिव देम दैट. एनीथिंग दैट हेल्प्स देम with their gross motor skills will help them hold a pencil more easily. Second, do not start with such a patla pencil with your child. Give your child crayons. Why? Because crayons are little thicker. इसमें और कुछ मोटा पकड़ने में there is a difference, right? इसमें my hand goes till here, कुछ मोटा पकड़ूंगी my hand is still here. Sometimes kids hold like this because ये नहीं होता है उनसे. Okay, it's easy for us, we are adults, but for a little one it's really difficult to hold. Give them a crayon, give them a big sheet of paper. Sometimes when I give them a paper as small or this is as line, they feel very restricted. I had a client and same problem, my child is not writing. I told them, बड़ा sheet दो, जितना बड़ा sheet दे सकते हो, just give them a big sheet, give them some crayons or give crayons नहीं है तो वो मोटा वाला पेन होता है ना, वो दे दो, sketch pen दे दो, and let your child just write or draw. Don't even write. Don't ask your child to write. Ask your child to draw. उसको बोलो तेरा जो मन कर रहा है तू वो लिख, तेरे को जो ड्रॉ करना है तू कर. Before your child starts writing, you have to get your child from hating it to being okay with it, you know, then start writing it, and then maybe start love writing it. Okay, there's a difference between all of that. Okay, so first get your child to come to a point that they at least come on the pencil and the, like the crayon and the paper. वो खुद आके ड्राइंग करे, कलरिंग करे, ask them to, उनको कलर करने के लिए ज़्यादा encourage करो. This helps them with the grip. And do not start with this patla wala pencil. Give them crayons which are little thick, you know. Yes, if they hold the pencil like this, then you can slowly tell them, beta, hold it like this. Hold all your hands. And please trust me on this. Their hands pain. Their hands sachi mein pain. Okay, so be kind to them. A 3-year-old का हाथ का, if you want to go and see, YouTube में बहुत सारी videos है, Instagram में भी बहुत सारी videos है, lot of creators have created it, that how a 5-year-old का X-ray का hand का X-ray look and how a 7-year-old का X-ray looks. Okay, and there is a huge difference. Okay, now let's take one more thing. Okay, I am still waiting for your sure, I got it. Thank you. I got your message that you have understood what I have said, and honestly it means a lot that at least you are ready to start from somewhere. Okay, let's take one question which is on preteens. Okay, so how to manage a 11-12-year boy with preteens tantrum? What is happening at the age of 11 to 12 is that your child is soon going to be a teenager. Maybe Shivani ji, I have read your message. I'll come back to you. You have written 2-3 times. I have read it. I'll come back to you. Okay, about slapping and all. Let me just answer this preteen wala question. Okay, see, preteens. It's a phase from 7 to 12 where your child is building your identity, their identity. Okay, preteen is a phase where a child is trying to understand, who am I, what do my friends think about me, am I even good enough, you know, what they start associating themselves a lot with what their friends think about. If they don't like certain things, they will be like, am I not supposed to like it, or am I supposed to like it? What am I supposed to do? Okay, again, pre-teen or teen ho ya toddler ho, tantrum comes when there is a disconnection and a power struggle. Tantrum क्या हुआ? Tantrum ये हुआ कि मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे ये नहीं मिल रहा है. करेक्ट, यही हुआ tantrum. और क्या हुआ? जब हम एज अडल्ट हमें कुछ चाहिए होता है और वो नहीं मिलता है, हमारा भी टैंट्रम शुरू होता है. बट हमारा टैंट्रम कैसा होता है? मोस्ट ऑफ द लेडीज का मैंने देखा है, चुप हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, फाइन, डोंट गिव इट, यू नो, आई वांटेड टू गो आउट फॉर अ मूवी टुडे बट फाइन, यू डोंट हैव टाइम. व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज ऑल्सो अ टैंट्रम बट अ डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ अ टैंट्रम. करेक्ट, कि आई वांटेड टू गो आउट फॉर अ मूवी बट यू डोंट वांट टू गो आउट फॉर अ मूवी, so I'm not going to shout, but I'm going to show my tantrum in another way. Basically, I want something, I'm not getting it. I am adult enough to know that screaming and shouting is not going to help it, so let me find another way of doing it. Right or wrong? कौन कौन करता है ऐसे? सच्ची सच्ची बताना मुझे. Silence, silent behavior. मैं भी कभी कभी करती हूँ. Because my husband is here, so I'm being very honest here. हाँ, मैं भी कभी कभी करती हूँ. Okay? Now, बच्चा जब टैंट्रम थ्रो कर रहा है, चाहे वो प्री टीन है या टीन है, आई ऑलवेज वॉन्ट टू रिमाइंड योर सेल्फ वन थिंग. ओके, विच इज which is my child is struggling. My child is struggling with what? My child is struggling with the emotion. आहा देखो कितने सारे मी 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 आ गए. करते हो ना टैंट्रम, तो अगली बार ये मत बोलना मेरा बच्चा टैंट्रम थ्रो कर रहा है. तुम भी करते हो, तुम बस चिल्लाते नहीं हो, तुम अब चुप हो जाते हो. ओके, एट दैट टाइम व्हाट डू यू वांट? You want the other person to shout on you, my darlings? Mothers, tell me. The time that you're showing a tantrum to your husband that you're not taking me movie and I wanted to go for a movie, I'm not getting what I want. Do you want your husband to shout on you? Or it would be better if your husband just comes there and say, तुझे जाना था ना, मुझे पता है. Darling, I wish I can take you, but ये हफ्ता नहीं होगा. Next week देखें. You think that will be much better, or your husband shouting, screaming, or not even bothered of what you're doing, that will be better? I'm sure all of you will agree that if my husband comes and is nice to me and is trying to say that at least he understands that I wanted something and I'm not getting it, half of what I feel, will go down, right? Half of my resistance will go down, and then my mind will open a little bit to talk. Okay, same is with children. Again, I'll say any age group. When your child is having a tantrum, and if you're new on my live, then I have told it many times. Okay, how our brain works is, our brain shuts down when we are having an emotional, like an intense emotion. When we are crying, we are sad, we are having a tantrum, our brain shut down. Okay, when my brain shuts down and someone is giving me logic, it doesn't help. When my brain shuts down and the other person is shouting on me, it goes more into it. It will just react. It's like a flight and fight mode. So for my brain to open, इसको हम बोलते हैं. So my brain to open, I need to calm down first a little bit. So whenever your child is having a tantrum, first thing, let me tell you as a mother and as a very honest thing, I tell myself is, I take a deep breath. Honestly, I just take a deep breath and I'm like, चलो दिव्या, let's do this. Honestly, that's what I tell myself. क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि उसका टैंट्रम है, मुझे पता है मुझे उसको नहीं ये चीज देनी है. I take a deep breath and I give myself that pat. चलो, let's do this. He is struggling, let's go and help him out. I love him way too much. मैं इतना सब कुछ नहीं बोलती हूँ because I am already a lot conditioned of how to deal with it. But I just take a deep breath and I say, okay, let's do this. Because in my back of the mind, a lot of other thoughts keep coming. He's more important to me than me shouting. He's more important to me than doing the homework right now. He's more important to me than breaking my relationship with him over TV time, So let me find a better way. वो सब मेरे background में चलता है because I've conditioned myself so much on it. Okay. So when your child is having a tantrum, take a deep breath, go check with your child what has happened. Oh, you really wanted to do this? I'm sorry, बाबा, नहीं हो पाएगा. एक बार बोलो, दो बार बोलो. मैं ये नहीं बोलती आप एक बार बोलोगे तो हो जाएगा. ना 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 ना. बच्चे तो बोलेगा. मैंने क्या बोला अभी? वुडपेकर होते. मम्मा 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 मम्मा, दे दो दे दो दे दो, नो 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 नो. वुडपेकर टिक 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 टिक. आप भी ट्री बन जाओ. कोई बात नहीं बेटे, मारी जा मारी जा मारी जा मारी जा. मैं इधर खड़ी हूँ, ठीक है? ना मैं चिल्ला रही हूँ, ना मैं कुछ और बोल रही हूँ. आई एम जस्ट स्टैंडिंग. ओके, दैट्स व्हाट यू हैव टू बिकम. So coming back to preteens, sorry मैं थोड़ा इधर उधर हो जाती हूँ. Coming back to preteens. Preteens, I'll again say, is a very delicate time. If your child is having tantrums, I'll say, one, try to figure out where it is coming from. Is it because you're lacking that connection with your child? Is it your child doesn't feel seen? Is it your child doesn't feel heard? क्या होता है ना, जैसे जैसे बच्चे बड़े होते रहते हैं, हम भूल जाते हैं कि हमें थोड़ा थोड़ा अपना कंट्रोल उनके ऊपर कम 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 करना है. इंडिपेंडेंट तो हो जाते हैं, but we have to keep removing our control little by little. भाई नहीं करोगे, सोचो आप अगर 18 साल तक अपने बच्चों को फुल्ली कंट्रोल करके बैठे हो, लाइक नहीं तुम यही करोगे ऐसे करोगे, you're not giving him any space, and suddenly at 19 your child goes to college, or 20 your child goes to college, okay, and then you're like, बच्चे को पता ही नहीं खुद क्या करना है, गलतियां क्या होती है, क्योंकि मम्मी ने वो या पेरेंट्स ने वो कभी स्पेस ही नहीं दी टू मेक मिस्टेक्स, टू मेक माई ओन डिसीजंस, you know, and that's when your child struggles. So if your child is having a tantrum, maybe he is feeling too much pressure out by you, maybe your child doesn't feel heard, maybe your child feels too compared. Comparison से मुझे याद है, शिवानी, I have read your message, I'll come back to you before I close, पक्का I'll write, okay, don't worry. But last thing I'll tell you, there was this 14-year-old boy in the lift, okay, so our building is around 40 floors, so if you get onto the lift and you have to get on to out at the 35-36 floors, so you have good 2-3 minutes to talk. तो मैं लिफ्ट में घुसी, दो लड़के थे, ठीक है, मेरे ख्याल से 14-15 ईयर्स के होंगे. सो द वन बॉय सेड टू द अदर, यार तूने वो सूर्यवंशी देखा, वो जो द क्रिकेटर हु हैड हिट 100 नाउ इन 28 बॉल्स, ओके, वो 14 साल का है. तो दूसरा बोलता, यार डूड आई सॉ मैन. सो द फर्स्ट वन सेड, या माई पेरेंट्स हैव वन मोर पर्सन टू कंपेयर मी विद. मेरे को इतनी हंसी आई ना, आई वाज लाइक, ओ माय गुडनेस, पुअर चैप, यू नो. So can you believe what is happening in a preteen and teens mind? Try to understand them, try to understand their world please sometimes, instead of always saying कि ये ऐसा क्यों कर रहा है, ये समझ नहीं आ रहा है, because you are going too much in the future, you are going too much into ये ऐसे नहीं करेगा तो ऐसा हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा. They are living very much in the present, they are living very much in what is happening. So instead of reacting to your preteens or teens, try to understand from what side they are coming from. Be more curious. The more curious you start becoming with children, the more you will understand. अगर मेरे बच्चे ने होमवर्क नहीं किया, if my child has not done a homework, okay, 100% doing homework is his responsibility, okay, but if the teacher calls me up and says my child has not done the homework, instead of saying तुमने होमवर्क क्यों नहीं किया है, तुम्हें पता है तुम्हें होमवर्क करना चाहिए था, you know, blah 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 blah, you give full lecture and you go walk out. If I take a 1 minute pause, if I breathe, you know, give my child 1 minute to breathe, I take 1 minute to breathe and I tell my child, होमवर्क नहीं किया, क्या हो गया, did something happen? When I come from a place that I am curious to know what you are struggling with, what is happening in your mind, the possibility that the child will open up and tell you the truth is far more than your child shutting down. जब तुम एक you go from a place of कि ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, from a lecture, okay. So as soon as the more your child grows, become more curious about what is happening, why they are doing a certain thing, what is the reason behind it, you know. With my 6-year-old, as I starting में बोला, मुझे पता था his tantrum has started because he wanted to watch TV. And I told him also, and I started smiling, and he also started smiling, because there's always a reason behind the behavior, remember. Okay, so now coming to the last question, I hope that was helpful. So if your preteen is having a meltdown or having a tantrum, understand the reason behind it. Handling हम बाद में करेंगे. हैंडल हम वो चीज कर सकते हैं जिसका मुझे रीजन पता हो. जब मुझे रीजन ही नहीं पता कि क्या हुआ है, हाउ विल आई हैंडल समथिंग. क्वेश्चन पता होना चाहिए ना आंसर देने के लिए, राइट? डोंट आई नीड टू नो व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज सो दैट आई गिव यू द राइट आंसर. In the same way, first know what has happened for you to give the right answer. Correct? Okay. Now Shivani ji, you have written to me a lot of questions. Can you just write all of them together so that I can reply to you once? ठीक है? ठीक है? जिसमें से एक क्वेश्चन तो ये था कि बच्चे को स्लैप मारने से क्या था, एक मिनट रुकिएगा. एग्री राइट ओके. मैं शिवानी जी का क्वेश्चन पूछ लूँ प्लीज, देख लूँ, उनको मैंने प्रॉमिस किया है. नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हैव कम फ्रॉम फेसबुक फ्रेंड्स, सो डियर्स इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस पुट इट. ये पूरा तामझाम आप लोगों के लिए ही है, ये भी बता दूं मैं आपको. सो शिवानी जी इज गोइंग टू टेल मी व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज. बट हाँ, थप्पड़ मारने से ओके, हाउ डू आई स्टॉप माई सेल्फ फ्रॉम हिटिंग माई चाइल्ड, राइट? बेसिकली आपका यही क्वेश्चन था, मुझे अभी तक याद आ गया. ठीक है. हाँ, हिटिंग मैम, कंट्रोल करने की कोशिश करती हूँ, थप्पड़ नहीं मारूं, पर मारने के मन करता है. व्हाट टू डू? मन करता है ना, मन में रखो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. मन तो मेरा बहुत कुछ करता है करने को, राइट और रॉन्ग. इट विल बी एन एब्सोल्यूट lie if I tell you कि मेरा कभी मन नहीं किया that I just get so angry that यार मतलब मैं 2 थप्पड़ लगा दूं इसको, not about my child but about XYZ anybody. Kanak Soni, yes, I am coming up with the parenting, not workshop, but with the community. I'll talk about it in June, July. I'm still working on it. I do not want to talk about it too soon. As I said, I have realized we have to work on ourselves first and then the parenting will come. Okay, so we are going to do all these layers. June, July तक wait करिए, you will get the news. Okay, coming back to मन करता है, मन तो सबका करता है, मेरा भी करता है, और सिर्फ बच्चों को ही थप्पड़ मारने के लिए नहीं, बहुत लोगों को थप्पड़ मारने के लिए यार, लोग इतनी इतनी चीजें बोल जाते हैं, मन करता है ओ माय गुडनेस, मतलब लगा दूं ना, मतलब मजा आ जाएगा करके, करता है ना मैम। कैसे कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं थप्पड़ मारने से, तो ये पूछिए ना। मन एक चीज होती है, मन पे आता है कोई बात नहीं, मन में तो बहुत चीजें आती है, आपके भी आती है, मेरी भी आती है, ठीक है। कैसे कंट्रोल करना है, again focus on yourself. There are ways of doing it. One, you will get less irritated if your child has a better routine. You will get less irritated if you have a better connection with your child. You will get less irritated if you know what your parenting style is. You will get less irritated if अगर आपको पता है कि आपने बच्चे को कैसे पेरेंट करना है, मतलब मेरी सास कुछ कह रही है, मेरी मदर इन लॉ, मेरी मम्मी कुछ कह रही है, बट आई नो कि दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू डू फॉर माय चाइल्ड, आई नो कि दिस इज हाउ आई वांट टू ब्रिंग अप माय चाइल्ड. अगेन द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आई आस्क विल गिव मी अ बेटर आंसर. ओके, अब बच्चों मेरा बच्चा खाना खाने नहीं बैठ रहा, ठीक है. नाउ आई कैन कीप टेलिंग हिम 1 टाइम, 2 टाइम, 3 टाइम्स, 4 टाइम्स, 5 टाइम्स. ओके, डज इट इरिटेट यू? ऑफ कोर्स इट इरिटेट्स. किसको नहीं इरिटेट होता है, मैं भी बहुत इरिटेट होती हूँ. 5 बार बोल दिया यार खाना खाने आ जाओ, बोल दिया. मेरा रूल घर का ये है, मैं 3 टाइम अच्छे तरीके से बोलूंगी, चौथा टाइम आई गो, आई होल्ड जुरावर्स हैंड एंड आई से बेटा 3 टाइम बोल दिया, अब आई न्यू, नाउ कम टू द टेबल. ओके, व्हेन दिस आल्सो डजंट गो ना, then I tell myself and I tell Zoravar very clearly, I name my emotion and I tell Zoravar, I am getting really angry right now. अगर आपने अब ये नहीं किया, मैंने कहा then I may shout and I do not want to shout at you. लेकिन ये सब के लिए you have to work on yourself. Calm doesn't happen in one day. You're not born calm. You're not born patient. You're not born to mother. मतलब जैसे होता है ना कि हमें किसी ने मदर की पेरेंटिंग बुक नहीं दे दी कि भैया ये ऐसे करेगा तो ऐसे कर लेना, ये ऐसे करेगा तो ऐसे कर लेना, ऐसे किसी ने दी नहीं है. सो वी आर ऑल्सो लर्निंग. ओके, सो for you to reach a stage where you know you're getting irritated, you have to start working on yourself, as I told that her as well, कि पहले खुद देखो ना मेरे ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स क्या है, वो ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स में मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ. मेरा सबसे बड़ा ट्रिगर पॉइंट फॉर द लॉन्गेस्ट मोमेंट ऑफ माई टाइम वॉज इफ माई चाइल्ड वुड स्क्रिबल एनीथिंग ऑन द वॉल. मेरे से बर्दाश्त नहीं होता, आज भी नहीं होता, ऑनेस्टली नहीं होता, बट माई चाइल्ड इज अ चाइल्ड. एंड मेरा ट्रिगर पॉइंट ये ऐसा क्यों है, बिकॉज माई पेरेंट्स वर लाइक दैट एंड आई रिमेंबर दैट एंड आई हैव टेकन दैट. ओके, सो नाउ आई हैव टू फिगर आउट अ वे कि हाउ डू आई लेट माई चाइल्ड बी क्रिएटिव एज वेल, बट वो वॉल्स पे ना करे. Ask yourself a better question. Ask yourself a better question. ठीक है, कि यार देख ये मेरा ट्रिगर पॉइंट है, इससे मुझे आता है गुस्सा, ठीक है, ये मुझे पसंद नहीं है. हाउ कैन आई मेक श्योर दैट माई चाइल्ड डजंट लूज द क्रिएटिविटी बिकॉज द चाइल्ड इज अ चाइल्ड. बट ये भी ना हो, बिकॉज इधर आई चेंज हु आई एम or I change the situation that I can control. ठीक है, so you please start working on yourself. और हाँ, मैंने अपने बच्चे को आज तक थप्पड़ नहीं मारा है. My entire parenting journey started because one day we got into a big ego fight when my child was just 2 years old. उसको ego का मतलब भी नहीं पता होगा, but I got into such a big ego fight on a holiday with him कि I realized this is not the kind of relationship I want with my child. This is not what I want with my child. I do not want to have this tension, irritation wala relationship with my child. And that is how my journey on parenting, becoming a parenting coach, becoming a educator started. So first you tell yourself what you want yourself to be as a mother, then you start working on it. थप्पड़ मारने के बाद बच्चा थोड़ी देर के लिए सुन लेगा, बुरा आपको लगेगा, आप जाके 10 बार सॉरी भी बोल दोगे, बच्चे ने सीखा कुछ भी नहीं. ठीक है. सो विद दैट, कैसे कंट्रोल करते हो आप, मैम बता दिया मैंने आपको शिवानी जी. इट्स अ लॉट एंड लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट. अगर कोई आपको ये बोलता है ना कि आई एम नेचुरली, सम पीपल आर नेचुरली अ काम पर्सन, आई एम नॉट. I am not a calm person naturally. I have to work. A lot of us are not calm person actually. We have to work. But to start the work, I have to first accept. हर चीज के लिए पहले accept करना पड़ता है कि यार देख, this is what I want in life. This is how I want my relationship with my child. Now to have that relationship, what do I need to work on? Don't put everything on your child कि मैं अपने बच्चों कैसे change करूँ. आप किसी को change नहीं कर सको, छोड़ दो. किसी को चेंज नहीं कर सकते आप अपने आप को चेंज कर सकते हो. तो फोकस ऑन योरसेल्फ. ओके, फर्स्ट स्टेप, स्टार्ट आस्किंग योरसेल्फ व्हाट डू आई नीड टू चेंज विद इन मी, मैंने क्या करना है. एंड देन स्टार्ट फाइंडिंग स्मॉल 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 वेज. अगर आप ये समझते हो ना कि मैं अगले 15 दिन में एकदम काम पेरेंट बन के दिखा दूंगी, नहीं हो सकता अनलेस यू डू ड्रास्टिक चेंजेस. 15 दिन नहीं डांटोगे, 16वें दिन डांटोगे, बिकॉज 15 दिन आपने अपने आप सिर्फ गुस्सा subside kara. You have not worked on yourself. It takes time, and give yourself that permission to take time. But first accept that I need to change. I need to work on myself. I need to work on my calming strategies. I need to work on the person that I am. Okay, abhi ke liye, if you just want a quick fix, then let me tell you, try to figure out what your trigger points are. Write your trigger points, top 3 trigger points. ये इरिटेट करती हूँ, ये इरिटेट होता है, इससे इरिटेट होती हूँ. what solution can I have? That's just a quick fix I'm giving you. That's not a long term solution. Okay, at least वो 3 trigger points if you figure out, and if you find a solution to it, little bit of your anger will come down, or you hitting your child may come down for those things. Okay, so rest of the questions I'll take next Thursday. Okay, so I'll see you next Thursday. I hope this was helpful. If it was, then do drop me a heart when I post the video on the stories. It really tells me if you really liked it or not. And with that, let's finish the Thursday live. And I'm late. मेरे यहाँ पे ना, I don't know if you can hear or not. सुन रहा आपको बच्चा मेरा था आवाज आ रही है बाहर से, because I promised him I'll take him swimming right now. So thank you so much all for joining. And if it's a holiday, enjoy, spend time with your child. Do not schedule their day. Just go in the nature, have fun. कुछ मत करो यार. कभी कभी बच्चों के साथ 1 घंटा कुछ नहीं करना भी मजेदार होता है. You know, and get into their world. Oh हो जो मजा आता है ना when you become a kid with them. There's nothing more than that they love more than that. Even preteens, you think preteens doesn't like it, they want to be all okay and you know, I know it better. But trust me, they also like the fun. Trust me, they also like little bit of masti. Trust me, they also are craving for your time. Okay, so give it to them. With that, happy weekend, enjoy yourself. It's a long holiday for us, and I hope it's for you as well. And I will see you next Thursday.